Good morning, sports fans. Right back on the shelf. The old scarf. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What a morning. The aftermath. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. Good morning, Jack. How are you? How's your summer going? Been off of school for what, like 2 weeks? That must be exciting. I remember summer break. Summer break was the best. Went by very quickly, from what I remember. Lots of bike riding, summer break. I saw a Red Sox MLB show, the rebuild after the live. Red Sox MLB, the show. Oh, nice. Like a video game? Yeah. Those are fun. That guy, Kenny Beecham, I think is his name. He's on NBC now, I think. He got picked up by NBC. I think his whole thing is he does rebuilds of NBA teams, or he still does it actually, but he rebuilds NBA franchises on NBA 2K. That's where that's where his channel, I think, started. Now he's got like a whole media empire. It's very impressive. So you never know. You never know. See, this is why I think I need to start another channel. I think there's got to be something wrong with my channel specifically and how what YouTube thinks of it. Because for some reason, I just can't get more than like five, 6 people. Hey, what's up, Flame? Good morning. For real this time? Was all the other times not real? We were with somebody else. Get the comments on stage. All right, let's kick it off. We're 3 minutes into this thing. And we got a lot to talk about. So let me get the banner up. Let me get the show up. Oh, I forgot about it, but good for calling it out. All right. So this is a show called RateGame Live. My name is Nick George. I host it pretty much every day. I mean, there's been some breaks here and there, but my goal is to be here as often as possible, getting the word out about RateGame, which is that little thing up in the corner. Actually, it's not little. It's a little bit bigger. I updated the logos and the App Store icons and also the name of the app. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit cleaner. I think I like these buttons a little bit better. So the show is basically about sports, but not in the way you might think. It is sourced from fans. They shape the show. So they rate the games. I talk about them, and we go from there. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. That is the concept. There's no catch. The ratings that I speak of are coming from the app that I made. It's called RateGame. It's also on the web, rategame.io. It's available on the App Store. It's available on the Google Play Store, basically anywhere you get your applications on your phone. So that is your kind of thing. Oh, I should definitely say there's a lot of things that are great about RateGame. I think primary of those is the fact that this is a gambling-free sports community. There's no mention of any of that stuff ever. So not on the app, not on the show, not anywhere. Anything that you'll see associated with RateGame, just about sports, just about rating games that you love to watch. So without further ado, we always kick off the show by asking and answering a simple single question. It's were the sports good? Oh boy. A lot of times I don't know the answer to this until I check probably, once or twice in the morning, and then it'll update every now and then as ratings come in. But I knew the answer today. It was a rough night, folks. It was a very rough night. The sports were not good. The sports were borderline atrocious because of one game actually 2 games. That's not fair to say. There were 2 games. There were 2 soccer games. There were 2 football games, whatever you want to call it. They were both not good. In fact, the Spain game, which I thought was pretty bad, ended up being better than the USA game. So go figure. That is what we're dealing with, because only 3 leagues in action, 13 games played, so pretty tight on inventory. But as the ratings will show, ratings don't lie, folks. That's the thing about them. They're numbers. Numbers tell the full story here. So we have the lion's share of the ratings coming on 2 games in the World Cup. And as you can see, a 4.85 is spectacularly low. That is abysmal. Actually, no league broke 6 last night. Wow. So when you combine the volume from the 2 World Cup games with the variety of the MLB, which was also not that great, and then the WNBA, also not that great. Tough. So 456 ratings on those games, and then 909 ratings on the platform overall, which is good to see. That's healthy, at least. People are still finding RateGame amidst the World Cup, amidst the frenzy as we approach the quarterfinals here. Got our final 2 round of 32. Excuse me. Final 2 round of 16 games today. And then we're on to the quarterfinals. And the U.S. men's team will not be participating, nor will any of the host nations, for that matter. It was a clean sweep in consecutive days, starting with Canada and Mexico, and then inglorious, in a blaze of glory, the old US of A just went down in flames. So let us talk about it. The U.S. men's soccer team with an all-timer, honestly, an all-time bad game. I was saying to Molly, like, the masochist in me appreciates the no questions asked, beat down loss, as opposed to the heartbreak that I'm used to with the teams that I root for. Actually, the Jets have been really good at that lately. They've just left no doubt. They have just lost on their faces in front of me, like, no problem. They have made it very, very clear that they want no business winning football games, which, again, as somebody who's very, very big on emotion and has a big heart, I appreciate that, because then I'm able to, like, cope sooner as the game's still going on. Like last night, we tied the game for all of 60 seconds. The game started. We were down 1-0. Then we tied it. Then we were down 2-1. Like it was just never they were never there. The guys that I just saw for the past month was not the guys that I saw last night. But those are the guys that I was scared of. Those are the guys that my heart, and I think somewhere up here, going back, like 3 World Cups now, I always knew that they were there. I always knew that that's who they were. Because this is who they are. That was the U.S. men's soccer team that I've grown up with. That is U.S. soccer in a nutshell. The lights were too bright. The moment was too big. None of those guys play in high stakes football, soccer, whatever. So as the competition and the stakes got higher and higher with each passing round, starting with the Turkey game, you could tell that there was just like not a lot of cohesion. Like, okay, yes, we beat Bosnia 2-0. That was an incredible free kick. Tillman, by the way. Only guy who just seemed not to be scared of the moment. Another incredible free kick goal. And if I'm replaying that game in my head, I mean, maybe like Berhalter at the end, just trying to pump us up. And his dad was, they kept showing his dad like, yeah. I mean, so funny enough, I actually have a little bit of foreshadowing here. It's crazy. It's the first time I've ever done this on this show, but I think it is certainly worthy of us checking it out because it's kind of crazy. Put this on for us to listen to. I had a feeling. I didn't quite know, but I certainly had a feeling. Let me see if you guys can hear this. Let me know. A little inception here, but just listen. I think everybody was like, what happened to Belgium, man? Until the very last game. I was like, oh, they're going the way of Uruguay. That's like a country, that's like a program in shambles. I say program like as if they're like a football team. Belgium is the worst group winner, but they just put up 5 goals. So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Did Belgium figure it out? If Belgium figured it out, they could be like the 2014 Belgium that broke my heart, which I would hate. Portugal. Yeah, so looks like the 2014 Belgium is the 2026 Belgium. Lukaku's still scoring goals. The dude who is the player of the game, the headers. I don't know why. Like, why did Belgium take him out? He could have got a hat trick most likely against us, given the way that thing was going. So, let's see what y'all had to say about the final World Cup game for the U.S. men's soccer team. It's just tough to say. It's crazy because it just like all of a sudden it's just over. you know? It's like you're going for a month or like 3 weeks, the entire country is getting into it, all the conversations that you're having, all the plans that you're making. You're watching the other countries and you're, just kind of like circling the US men's next game on the calendar, like after the 4th of July. Oh, this is great, like right into the weekend. And then Monday comes. Yesterday, I announced that I'm all in on RateGame. I'm thinking like, wow, this is incredible. American dream. Like, here we go. And then we have the US and then like fart noise in my face, like absolute crash out, dude. So funny. I just had this feeling. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything on LinkedIn. I just got this feeling like not a good idea, especially if I was going to like parlay the announcement of me like leaving my job to go full time on RateGame on the US men's team, and then they lose, like that. I was like, probably not a good idea. Probably just give it a week, just in case. Thank God I did that. I just had a feeling, dude. I just had this like sneaking sensation. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I don't think anybody knew it was going to be like this. I don't think anybody thought that we were capable of this. I thought it would be competitive at least. But this thing was over before halftime. And if there was any doubt, as soon as the second half started, that goal from the ref cam, man, that was like, I couldn't believe that. I could not believe that. And I can't help but I just feel bad. I feel sorry for these guys. I feel sorry for Freese. I do. I feel sorry for Tim Ream. I do, because like that's it for them. That's it. That's it. And like that, I don't know if they play in the MLS. Maybe they do. I know Tim Freese went to Harvard, so he's got a degree. I know he's like into numbers. So, I'm sure he'll figure it out. I'm sure he's got another career in his future. I don't know about Tim Ream. I don't like, the guy's like 38. He's like a USMNT lifer. I don't know how you come back from that, man. Like, what was that? What was that entire sequence? I couldn't believe, I thought it was like I was waiting for a flag or something. I was waiting for like the refs to be like, no, that can't happen. No, that actually, like, we don't allow that. Everybody was kind of like looking around like, wait, does this count? Does this actually count? And the announcers, the Sheldon and those guys were like grasping at straws. They were trying their best. That's also a hard job when the product on the field is that embarrassing. Yeah, we certainly did. And like, don't even get me started on this guy. Like, you see him on the bench, hand like crying, whatever, because he got hurt. And you also feel for him. But nobody wanted to be that guy. Like, on a team full of guys that we falsely believed were like this huge, cohesive, energy, like vibe riding team, just like unraveled in glorious fashion. Like, it was incredible, man. I mean, I'm just so used to it, but it still never ceases to amaze me when like something that I start to care so deeply about just explodes like that in your face. Like, it's just like, wow, that's impressive. That is impressive. You just like tip of the cap. It's like, okay. Like, no other, like that was maybe one of those Tunisia games that I candidly, like, I just didn't watch because it was like, I think it was like Switzerland just like took them to task. It was 5-0 or something. Maybe in one of those games, like, you get something that's like even more embarrassing. But I don't know, man. Like, still group stage. It's still like, hey, just happy to be here. Like, thanks for coming out. This is like round of 16. Expectations are high. First time we can go to the quarterfinals in, forever. And yeah. I feel for Pochettino too. Like, what do you do as a coach? Like, that's another thing. I don't know, between hockey and football, soccer, whatever you want to call it. We'll call it soccer. Hockey, soccer, football, basketball. I think football and basketball, I can like see very clearly how a coach has the impact that they have, because they're literally calling plays, and they're managing people that are calling plays. Or at least in the case of football, you have like an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Sometimes the head coach is like the final say so on like every single play. Sometimes the head coach says, I leave the decisions to those guys. Basketball, same thing. Call a timeout. Coach has got the whiteboard out, literally like X's and O's on the whiteboard. What the hell do you do as a soccer coach? Honestly, besides like literally sit there on the sidelines like this, get up and just like point and like yell, maybe make a couple substitutions, and then you like you're pretty much like halftime speech and maybe hydration break, pep talk. But that's it. Like, I just don't see you dialing up X's and O's there, Pochettino. And that's like, they asked him what he thought after the game. And he was like, they're not connected.
Mauricio, I know this wasn't the performance you were looking for. In your opinion, what was missing tonight?
Well, I think everyone saw from the beginning we didn't connect with the game. We never were on the game, even when we scored and we scored the goal 1-1. We conceded the next action. Was really tough from the beginning. To congratulate Belgium, they were better than us. I think wasn't our day. That is not to find excuses or not to find argument, because we didn't show what normally that team can show, and that is a reality.
I actually love that answer, because it's like, yeah, from the jump, I thought it was nerves at first, and it probably was, man. It probably was just nerves, and then they went down, and then they couldn't even stay tied for more than 60 seconds. Like, oh my God. And then before it could even be, because before that third goal, we were definitely putting pressure on. Like, we definitely had the ball on their side of the field. Not necessarily like getting shots. That's another thing. Like, we just couldn't get a shot on goal against those guys. Outside of the free kick, I don't even think like that goalie had like more than 2 or 3 saves. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah. I said, I lost sound. Hold on 1 second. I said that this team was like the embodiment of Cinderella's carriage at midnight, just like right back into the pumpkin, just racing as fast as we could before the spells come undone here, and just couldn't get home in time. Like, here we are on the side of the road trying to drive a friggin' pumpkin. Trump curse strikes once again. Yeah. Damn right it does. Did it to the Knicks and USMNT. Nice. Overdue. What else? Where else has he been? That'd be actually crazy to track in RateGame because launched in 2024, March of 2024. So his entire second term can be tracked for all the games that he attends. And he attends a lot of games. He likes to be at these things. He likes to be seen. I wonder what his record is. I think he's been like a college game too. Maybe like the Natty or something. I feel like maybe I'm making that up, but I also feel like that could be true. Be curious. 0-2 as far as I know with the teams that I care about, at least. Game 3 of the NBA Finals, the only loss that the Knicks had, and last night. And he wasn't there, to be fair. He wasn't there. But obviously the entire controversy surrounding him. Oh, man. Embarrassing. Yeah, if there was one word, I'd say embarrassing. Definitely encapsulates it. Stunning. Shocked. Shocking. Look at this. Molly, so quickly. Nice. The Norway flag. By the way, that's exactly whose bandwagon I am now on. Give me everything Erling Haaland. That is the USMNT that I know. Yes. Yes, it is. Oh my God. We were laughing so hard at this. I know this is a satirical take, but it's just still so funny. I've never cried so hard in my life. I was literally screaming and crying so bad. I was at the gym and was slobbering and shooting snot all over the dumbbells as I wailed and mourned for the L we as a country took. It hurt so bad. I then proceeded to crash my car into the local IKEA without realizing it because I was blinded by my tears of pure heartbreak. I then ended up in the ER with my Webkins and a blankie as they sucked my thumb and sniffled. I was so brave that they gave me a popsicle. I pray Belgium loses by 6 to 7 goals. I don't know, man. I mean, granted, they got Spain next. I think Spain would have put up 5 goals on us before halftime. All that fuss over the red card for Balogun just to get dog walked by Belgium. Yeah, seriously. I mean, look, for anybody who's out there saying like corruption or whatever, like, I don't think so. I don't think so. Lucas Mitchell. Ouch. Just a deplorable game from the U.S. Tim Ream should be sent to China. Those first 2 goals are absolutely his fault. Didn't mark his man the first and got owned the second. There was the 1 minute of happiness. 1 minute. That's all we got. 1 minute off of that Tillman goal. Then the gut-wrenching blow of seeing Freese come out, miss the kick, and Belgium getting the goal to finish it. Lukaku sent a nice strike bottom right corner to really pour it on. Also got to give flowers to De Kelter. I think that's his name. I know I'm butchering that. For his ownership of Ream and Van Aken for his goal. Lots of poor performances for mostly everyone on the squad, and I won't single anyone out except Ream. Freese was fine. I'm not putting too much on him from the mistake. Not like the attack was doing anything. We look forward to Copa America and then the World Cup in 30. Oof. My God. How badly does this set us back? Like, that's another thing I was thinking about. All the goodwill that we've been cultivating and kind of exposing people to, or at least generating awareness, right? Like, that's what happens every 4 years. The World Cup comes now because it's here in our home pitch. More eyes than ever. And then to go out like that, it's got to leave a sour taste. I know for me, you know, as somebody who just kind of like keeps the USMNT at arm's length, I'm telling you, man, I keep this team where I can see them because I just don't trust them. I don't trust them. Like, you know, the Pochettino thing, I'm like, Then the Balogun thing, I'm like, ooh. And then this happens, and, you know, and it's not the first time. It's not the first time. Same effing country, dude. Same country, Belgium. 12 years apart. 12 years. Last time they did this to me, I was 24 years old. Oh my God. Jack, damn. This is the first time I was truly invested in a soccer team. Welcome, Jack. Welcome to the heartbreak. And it looks so promising. The dominance against Paraguay. How much better the offense looked after Pulisic came on against Turkey. The suspension of Balogun's red card. Seemed like all the pieces were coming together for a win over Belgium, even if it meant losing to Spain after. But then everything fell apart in this game. Pulisic didn't do much. The defense looked terrible. McKennie played his worst game of the tournament. We had the hope from Tillman's goal, and it disappeared a minute later. On the bright side, the first 4 games of this team were so fun to watch. And man, I'm excited for 2030. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. 2030 is a long time. Long ways away. All the roads of controversy have brought us here, and thankfully, we got a pretty good first half. Only ever to taper off in the second half. The American looked very nervous. At the very least, they looked unprepared. Yes, unprepared is a right adjective there. As Belgium peppered them early before breaking through with a goal from De Kalter, finding the gap in USA's defense. That goal appeared to wake something up in the USA because they began to get more into the game. I think they got desperate. Tillman once again put all of USA's rage into a free kick and beat Courtois to level the game. The crowd got loud and the players got hyped. Surely the beginning of a rally. Instead, De Kalter scored less than 2 minutes later, killing the momentum. USA technically still had life in the second half, but Freese's costly error then stubbed his toe, killed any hope the USA had. They looked broken and played like a broken team for the last 40 minutes. Lukaku just nailed the final nail in their coffin, and the U.S. couldn't get their attack going, nor stop the Belgian efficiency. The Belgian banter after this match has been absolutely hilarious. Bro from RateGame. Hey, what's going on? Welcome. I'm proud to be an American soccer fan. Nothing easy comes without heartbreak. Freese, I forgive you. Wow. Landon is already on to forgiveness. You are a better man than I, Landon. Thank you, America, for being delusional. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. Until next time. Go USA. I'm smiling, man. I'm laughing like, you know. I'm laughing at us, but I'm also laughing with us because it's just it's a funny thing. It's a funny thing to go out like this. You know, you got to laugh it off. You got to be resilient. What else do you have? And it's kind of crazy because, like, who's, you know, so 2030, what? Pulisic is going to be like over the hill. Balogun, how old is he? He's got to be in like his early 20s, so he'll be like prime. Okay, so maybe we have him. Who telling me Weston McKennie and these guys are going to be on the team in 2030? Who's the next? Like, who's next? Like, who? Like, I don't want to see these names in 2030. I don't. I've seen Pulisic for 3 World Cups now, 2 World Cups, 3. I was told the last World Cup that he was like the guy. He's not the guy. Like, no, stop. Enough with the guy. Enough with like LeBron James. Like, that was farcical too. Like, let's just like stop. Let's just like knock it off with that. Like, let's just take ourselves seriously. And what of Pochettino? We paid that guy like $4 million. Now what? Like, he's not sticking around for 4 years. And like, who knows, man? Who knows if this? I really, really so badly want somebody from Belgium to rate this game. So we get a fat stoplight. Don't be sad, guys. Belgium hasn't won the SEC. True. I saw that one. I think Spain would have put 5 goals on us before halftime, by the way. I know I said that before. I just want that on the record. I think that dude with the crazy hair, Cucurella, would have just minced us. And I know he plays defense. Like, don't even get me started with Lamine Yamal and those guys. Oh, I know who you're talking about, Jack. This guy like Kavan or something. His name's like Kavian. Kavian, I think is his name. Kavian, spelled Cavian. Kavian Sullivan, I think, is who you're talking about. It's funny. I was like laughing myself to sleep last night with just some of the memes and stuff that people were coming up with about our beloved USMNT. And somebody had the gall to post like, don't worry, in 2030, this is our savior. Everybody was like, shut the F up. Like, we don't want to hear this right now. Who is this kid? No one's coming to save us. It was like, oh, it's like this guy who plays in the MLS or something. And that's, I guess, all roads lead back to like what it means to play soccer in America. It means nothing. It means nothing. There's nobody going to school or at their house or like as a young sports person in America saying, I want to play soccer. It just doesn't happen. Like football, basketball, baseball, hockey, maybe soccer, maybe. It's just not our thing. So like, how can you expect this to turn out in our favor if it's not our thing? Like, it's not fair. It's not fair to the other countries. It's not fair to like the rest of the world that takes us so seriously, like Cabo Verde. Like Mexico. Dude, Mexico, England, that might as well have been a different sport. You're telling me that we play the same sport as those two countries last night? You sure about that? Those guys are like willing to die on the pitch, clearly, with the way that they sacrificed and the way that they were putting their bodies on the line. And then you watch the Americans play whatever the hell that was last night, not even in the same universe. Not even in the same universe. Like, it's just not. So I don't want to hear like, 2030. Dude, it's not happening. Like, that's 4 years is not enough time. You need generations worth of the infrastructure, the grooming, like going to the programs, getting drafted to like the minor soccer leagues, which we don't even have. There's no system. There's no foundation. It's not going to happen because you don't have the infrastructure. And like, as soon as we stop pretending that we actually even care, the easier this will be. It's just you know what it is? I think we're just so used to being able to like buy our way into things here in America. And this is like the one thing that we can't figure it out. We can't go get somebody else's Messi. It's got to come from here. And nobody wants to do that because we don't have like, what's the point? There's no reward. There's no reward. You can't, maybe go to college on a full scholarship for soccer, but then what? You're not getting picked up by the Premier League. You're not getting picked up by the Premier League coming out of like a D1 soccer program. It's just not happening. So the roads to and from soccer in the U.S. are dusty. Always have been. I just don't know how this helps things at all. I just don't. Like, how do you watch this last night? Molly said something super, super insightful last night. Camera angles of these games in the final minutes. Heartbreak, usually, for one team, right? Because this is the end of the road. So in the stands, they always show people's reactions. And England, Mexico, they're showing, and most countries, literally, like every country, the kids are crying. The kids are sobbing. They're beside themselves. They can't believe it. And then they show the parents, and the parents also have tears coming down because it matters. They showed this same thing in Seattle. They pan to the crowd. Nobody's crying. No kids are crying. Okay, it sucks. But what is it, like 9 Sundays until NFL RedZone, right? Like, okay. Well, we tried. There's levels to this. There's levels to everything. There's levels to this. And we're just not on that level. We're not. So, until the kids are crying in the stands and taking it to heart, you can expect the U.S. soccer program, the USMNT, to give you, give you one for the old scrapbook here. 4-1. That is how we will remember this U.S. men's team in this World Cup. Look at that. 4-1, 4-1. Perfect. Poetic justice right there. All right. I think I've said all I needed to say on this crash out of epic proportions. Hey, at least they did it the American way. It wasn't a they crashed all the way out. I'll put it that way. All right. On to better, more American things. We'll go to baseball now. So last night we had some action in Major League Baseball. And if not for the World Cup, mind you, this would be our lives. This would be our livelihood, right? We'd have baseball and the WNBA counting down the Sundays and the weeks until college football, the English Premier League, and the NFL. So we have to be thankful for the World Cup because it's still giving us this, it's still giving us, and I'm just speaking to Americans. Be thankful. This is still awesome. Like now I'm just going to be all in on Haaland. By the way, there's some incredible Haaland artwork coming out. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but he is getting the, like, I don't know. It's definitely flattery. Like the way that this art, show you some of my favorite. This Haaland art is what I'll call it. Oh, it's so great, dude. Look at him. It's literally everyone's so scared. The watercolor. Oh, just a giant. Just an absolute giant. And this is just like, that's gorgeous, actually. That is like literally art. Like I would go to a museum and look at that on a wall and be like, wow, who is this? Who is this magnificent creature? Who is this beautiful beast? This Norwegian man. Look at that. Just look at the contour. The circle, like the circles is what speaks to me here. It's gorgeous. I would frame this and put this up in the studio. It's so good. This is just amazing. Unbelievable. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Jack, I hope they go far. I really do. Although that game is going to be awesome. That match is going to be absolutely awesome. All right, so got distracted here. Back to Big Wood. So we had, sorry, last thing I'll say on this. They have two very ancient phenotypes will play this Sunday. So you have like the classic English phenotype, which is like, this guy right here. And then you have, beautiful, gorgeous spectacle, mythical creature, Erling. I didn't know his dad played for Man City as well. Defender, Alfie. All right, so this was the Nats show last night. They had a offensive explosion against the Houston Astros. They put up 12 runs in 5 innings, capped off by a Big Wood granny, which I got teed up for us here.
They go back up there and it's hammered. Out to center field for Wood. Way back and a grand slam. .446 feet out to near straightaway center field for James Wood.
Wow.
It's 12-6 Nationals. Elevate to celebrate. They try to go back-to-back heaters against him.
He's having a year, man. Him and CJ Abrams. I feel like if not for their pitching staff, the Nats and their bats would be super dangerous. Maybe I'm out of pocket, but I feel like the two of them are having insane years. Like, how are the Nats not better? Bryce Harper, who? So let's see here. That was I think that was your top rated game, actually. Oh, it was tied. Tied with the Connecticut Sun. They end up winning 12-11. Curtis Mead had a homer too. I think he's got 15 home runs. I saw that the Nats and the Dodgers are the only two teams in Major League Baseball that have 4 guys with 15 or more homers, which is that's a crazy trivia question. I would have struck all the way out on that if you had asked me that. I would have probably named every single Major League team outside of the Mets before the Nationals. Big Wood homer. You know the game. Bro, Big Wood is so good. He deserves to be an all-star. Is he not? Is he not? Is James Wood not an all-star? There's no way. He's definitely an all-star, right? Isn't he like leading the major leagues in RBI and home runs? It's like him and Yordan. They're trading off, I feel like. James Wood is so good. All-star fan voting is terrible because you're telling me this dude isn't an all-star starter. Wow. That's crazy. He's not an all-star? Oh, just not a starter. Okay. I mean, what's the difference? He got the accolade. Like, I don't think contractually, I don't think he's going to not get a bonus or something because he's not starting, unless it says that, in which case that's annoying. Tiger Lily, great game. James Wood and CJ Abrams are so good. So happy they're not Padres. Ooh, no Nats fans yet. All right, so that's an 8-4. And then we had your Connecticut Sun. This was deceiving. So I thought we might have had like a buzzer beater here. We kind of did, but it wasn't what you think. It was Brittany Griner. Where was it? Actually, it wasn't even. Lynx were down by 3. Sorry, Lynx were down by 4. They hit a literal like 3 at the buzzer that just like clinked in, and then that was ball game. Like they just inbounded it, and the buzzer sounded. So BG is your player of the game, all the way back from Russia, with love. Some kind of impossible distortion of nature. The Sun beat the Lynx with the help of the omnipresent Brittany Griner and her double-double. Cheryl Reeves' record will have to wait. And what record would that be? 404, the score is fake. Olivia Miles did not participate in physical activity. This has been revoked. No, you got jokes, huh? Vintage BG came back for 1 game, and oh boy, was it special. 29 points for Griner at her age is genuinely impressive. Her age? Why? Let's see. Oh, she's 35. 35, I guess, yeah. I guess that's pretty old for WNBA. As a relatively new fan of WNBA, I was watching this game to see a bunch of the current crop of Lynx stars, Williams, Kofi, Uhas, in action, only for the OG Brittany Griner to steal the show. Feel like I've been subtweeted into respecting the living legends of the W on the 30th. Griner, holy spelling. Yeah, that's my fat fingers, Jack. Guilty. You should see my text messages. Without autocorrect, I'd be so cooked. All right, that is the W for you. And then I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this one. That's how you know, man. USMNT loses in the way that they do because it matters to you, boy. Sports gods are like, here, you can have this one then. You can have this one. So down to their final out. Who else but the guy that they pay the most money to actually doing something worth his contract?
3-1 coming. And a high fly ball, deep right field, right down the line. God, if it stays fair, that ball is out of here. Juan Soto gives the Mets the lead with a 3-run homer off Racer Iglesias in the top of the 9th.
So you see that and you say, wow, incredible. Top of the 9th. Surely the Mets came in and they closed it down. Surely the Mets came in and they closed it down, right? Yeah.
To get him to third base.
Easiest of his career, number 100.
Deep to left. How far will she go? Into the bullpen. We are tied.
It's been a crazy series, actually. Split the series, I think, because the last game that they played was like 10-9, and the Mets gave, there was like an 11-run 9th inning. This is classic, actually, Mets Braves series going on here. But then look who comes in. Look who comes in to get the save. Lukey.
1-0 to Dubon. Fastball on the ground. Mauricio's got it, and the ball game is over.
Bases loaded. Look, don't let this just slip unnoticed. Bases loaded. Mets almost blew it again, but they don't. So we have to give them their flowers. They win 7-6. That's a 7-9. Juan Soto is your super rare player of the game. I actually didn't even know that they were playing each other this week, Jack. That's how uninvested I've been in this Mets team. I'll tell you what my Mets fandom has been like this season. They come up on RateGame, and I rate the game without any context. And it's been nice. It's been nice to not have any like really feelings for them. I am worried if I start to pay attention that my entire mood is going to change. I know for a fact it will. So I am just, ignorance is bliss, as they say. And that's what I'm choosing when it comes to the Mets. The Knicks have served me well. They have given me reason, purpose, meaning, and I thank them for that. All right, final thing to talk about is the app. So, yes. All right. So there was a new version released last night. I expedited it. It was approved today. And a couple things you'll notice, I think on mobile and desktop, doesn't matter. But specifically for the Pick'em challenge, you now have to predict the score. And the reason why we're instituting this now is it is so crowded at the top of the leaderboard that there needs to be a way to tie break. So here is what it looks like on the web for all the web users. You just predict your score down here. Showing you my prediction, 2-1 Argentina. That's what I think. And then the goal, like, so first of all, you have to get the pick right. Then when you get the pick right, the goal differential, so how far off you were, is how we will determine the tie break. And we're doing this now because as we advance, later in the tournament, we have, I think, after today's games, we have 2, 4, so 6, 8. We have 9 games left, I believe. So we have 9 games left, 9 games to determine the champ. We got a tie. We already got a tie for first. So I think it's going to be important that we start doing this now to create some separation, and so that there's not like a 5-way tie when it comes down to the final. So again, this is available right now on mobile and obviously the web. This is what I'm showing you. You have to submit your score prediction for each match going forward. Very simple. You just click, pop it in. How many goals will Argentina score? How many goals will Egypt score? I think 2-1. I might change that actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might be a little bit more goals for Argentina. I don't see how Egypt gets more than 1. Maybe it's like a Mo Salah strike. But they went to pens versus Australia, so I just don't know. I don't know about that. Also, with this one, see if it's live. Yes, nice. Some new Achievos. I think it's on global. Yes, we got Ride or Die, Thick and Thin. Ride or Die is basically a marathon kind of longevity, consistency achievement. You have to be in it for the long haul. Got to ride or die. And then Thick and Thin is basically for me and the Jets and the Mets. Basically, just a way to reward myself for rooting for bad, terrible teams outside of the Knicks. So, soon as the Jets log their next losing season, I will get a little treat. Right inside, no. Jack, do you honestly think I'm going to reward you for rating a single game? That's the most low effort behavior I would never. You're on the wrong app, my friend. One game. Yeah, man, one game will get you that one. Strive for greatness. This is like these ones. I just feel like these two in particular, the like Mike, next to impossible. Not next to impossible. Yeah, Flame, we're going to, I think, turn these on. I know, Flame, but you have Strive for Greatness. It's so crazy, dude. It's so crazy. Check out your little trophy case here. Wow. That's crazy. I think you're one of like 3 people to have this. 3 or 4. I don't know. I mean, potentially, I have to make that decision because if it does, then a bunch of people, or maybe not a bunch of people, but I know I'll get it for the Jets and the Mets. Probably not the Mets because there's no way I rated 162 of last season for them. They are not deserving of that. That's a great achievement, Flame. Congratulations. Yeah, man, Jolton Joe, like, I just remember, and I bet you they probably still have it, but ESPN's like Beat the Streak, where you try and beat DiMaggio's hit streak at 56. Nobody ever, I think. Has anybody done it? Has anyone ever beat the streak? No one has ever beaten Major League Baseball's Beat the Streak game. Wow. Since the contest inception in 2001, nobody has successfully picked 57 consecutive players to get a hit. That is insane. That is insane. Holy smokes. Wow, an anonymous user in 2025. Dang. Robert Mosley in 2017. You're basically famous if you come close. You got notoriety. Yeah, so the like Mike and the Jolton Joe will be RateGame lore. That is my hope anyway. Be kind of crazy if somebody that came out of the gate and just picked 57 correct games in a row. No, the actual hit streak, I think, also is like, yeah. I think you got it right, Flame. 44. I forget who. Wasn't it? Was it Pete Rose? I remember Utley had like 35 one season or like 33, and it was like, let this guy do whatever. Like, nobody in the clubhouse would like go near him. Yeah, Petey. I knew that. That's why he's got his own achievement too. That's why Pete's got his own little achievo that also I think nobody. Oh, I think actually, now that I think about it, you kind of game the system on this, but it still counts. Yeah, he did. He did get it. The shortened RateGame season of 2024, the launch year, rated the entire season. Dan Ugla had 33, yeah. That's right. That's right. All right. So, yes, new version's out. Check it out. We're probably going to and I guess one of the key reasons why we wanted to do this was for the Copa Mundial. So, hopefully we'll get some Spanish speakers in there today because we have a lot that are new to the app, and it's Argentina. So, hoping that we see some activity in there because, ultimately just want more fans. More fans is more fun. New version of the rate game of the app. Of what else? Rate game. That is live right now in the App Store, by the way. So just all you have to do is just update the app manually. If we have we'll enforce the critical update, but if you want to update it right now, go for it. Go for it. No, it's time to get up. It's time to get up, Jack. It's time to start the day, man. You got 51 minutes until Leo Messi is on your screen. So that is how we'll sign off for today. Reminder that Rate Game is free. Rate Game is fun. It's for fans of all ages. My name is Nick George, the founder of Rate Game. Thank you for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow. Is this a good time for everybody? I think so, right? Should we do same time? Should we do 10 o'clock? Is the summer 10 a.m.? Is that better for people? Because I know we did 9 a.m., but that was previously because I had other things to do. Now I just got this to do. So you guys tell me. Maybe like the live. That would be sweet. Like the live, drop a comment. Let me know. If not, I will see you out there. Till then.